have explained in a figure form, so you will understand, it will help you to understand the whole thing a bit better. So, descriptive epidemiology, it measures the disease. I told you the frequency, it measures the disease and identifies the magnitude of the disease, how big the problem is. So, that is by frequency. So, what does that describe? How much of the population is suffering, how many people are affected, to what extent is this problem, has it spread? Then descriptive epidemiology also describes the disease, that is the pattern of disease, and its distribution is defined. So that is it. I told you time, place and person. So when does it occur more? Where does it occur more? Who are more affected? All this is found out from descriptive epidemiology, distribution of the disease. Next comes analytical epidemiology. So it tests the etiological hypothesis that has been formed. So that means it identifies causes of the disease or the risk factors of the disease. So these are the determinants I told you. So how is it caused? These are the questions that are answered. How is it caused? Or why is this disease caused? So that is the factor, the risk factor or the etiological factor. And now when we have done all this, we have understood everything about the disease. We know how much a problem it is. We know which groups are most affected and we know what are the causes or risk factors. So we know the problem. We can't sit back just knowing the problem. So now we have to identify or work out solutions to that problem. So we work out solutions. We find out some preventive measures. We find out some control measures. Now, how do we know whether these will actually work? We have done it in the laboratory or we have done it somewhere. How do we know it will work or not? So that is by experimental epidemiology. So this also tests the hypothesis. Like if we say this causes it. So now if we withdraw it and it does not happen, so that means yes, that is the etiology. So this also helps to describe the test the etiological hypothesis. And it also finds out solutions to the problem, as I told you. So there is some intervention which is tested by means of experimental epidemiology. And through this we answer these questions, that is how to prevent and control this disease condition. So how is epidemiology different from clinical medicine? So epidemiology, in this, the unit of study is the whole population, as I told you earlier. In clinical epidemiology, it is one individual case or a few cases. So a patient comes to a doctor and that individual is treated. So that is clinical medicine. But a group of population suffering from a particular problem, it is identified through all these that I have just now discussed, and the solution has been worked out and it is applied to individuals as well as to the whole population. So that is what epidemiology is. So epidemiologist identifies disease pattern in the whole population, and hence both sick and healthy are there. So in a population when we study, some will be sick, some will be healthy. So epidemiologist deals with both sick and healthy people, while physician deals with only a sick person. So concerned with disease in the individual patient, examines the patient, finds out what the problem is, does some investigations and then diagnoses the disease and prescribes treatment. And another difference is in epidemiology, often the health system goes to the community. That means we do community surveys, population surveys and identify the problem, or we go out to do screening camps. So that is to identify early stage of the disease, or we do health education programs. That is an intervention. So we reach out to the community. Whereas in clinical medicine, the patient comes to the health system. But these two are not watertight compartments. They are all coexistent and they are mutually beneficial.